Hello, and welcome back to the ministry. This is Taj McCameron, and today the Lord has given me a little bit of wisdom to something that a lot of us may or may not have been thinking about. Heck, never, I forgot to look that up. I'll just add it later. What it is that we're discussing today is you're coming into a season of manifestation, which means that you're going to be coming into the culmination of the manifestation of your blessings. We talked about this, and I've been thinking about this not heavily, but it's crossed my mind in the past week or two that I've been speaking about the fact of your marriage will be your graduation, okay? So, and it's funny because I saw an image recently that just depicted the same thing. It was a graduation cap and a bouquet of flowers for a wedding. I did a short word recently where I talked about what is it? The fact that there was a Instagram post that on the graduation day, it was a bunch of women that got engaged on the same day that they were graduating college. And I also did a video where I talked about the fact that you're going to have to adjust to the fact that when you go into this new place, there is going to be almost, you're going to the other side. And in going to the other side, you know how when you looked through the glass, it felt like at your blessings, it's like you're over here, it's over there. Well, you're about to be on the flip side, meaning you're going to be where the blessings are, but guess what? That means that the people that you're leaving behind are going to be on the opposite side of the glass. The best depiction of this, and I spoke about this in a short word, is in the end of Cinderella. You see all of Cinderella's stepsisters and her stepmom were closed out the gate. They didn't even get to go to the wedding, right? And I'm gonna swing back around to that. Meaning, as soon as she went into the palace gates, they were not allowed to come forth. Meaning, they weren't even allowed to come in the name of Jesus. So, with that being said, some of you, Jesus help me with my words on this, because I need you to give me the ability to help people understand what you're trying to say here. Because I don't want to speak out of turn or in my own fruition. But with the fact that you're preparing to walk into the culmination of your marriage, I did a word talking about your crowning and you're being crowned. And that also talks about the graduation and coming into the royal courts. I know I talk about a lot of words that I talked about before. So what I'm going to end up probably doing is creating a list of the words that I'm talking about and drop them in the description box below. That way you can get a bit more of an understanding what it is that I was saying. But with all of those things, you are moving into a point where you're being birthed into your new season. And as you're birthing into the new season, you find that you may be dealing with the fact that you're just in the outer courts, meaning you're just outside of your blessing. I was listening to a word yesterday, and I'm really sitting upon understanding of what was being said in that. But it literally brought me to this point that brought me this word for you guys, that when it comes down to it, because of the very particular nature of what it is that you're called to walk into, God might take you a different route than what religiosity would acquire for you to go. Because he needs a now move, and it's becoming an urgent problem. And I'm going to share with you what the Lord showed me yesterday morning. I saw a Y incision. It's so funny. Even my sweater kind of reminds me of the way that Y goes. You see how this has that V and then the line? That's what I saw in my dream. That God is literally in a point right now that he is preparing to get you out of whatever it is you're in with such an immediate quickness. It's not even a C-section. It's like a straight cut. And he's trying to pull you out that situation. And because of the emergency upon the scenario, he's making it ever clear. And all the words that I've been hearing lately: pack your bags, be ready, get ready, the culmination's here, everything's coming to pass, get ready, be prepared, because all things are about to transpire and be in alignment. So you got to be ready for a move at a move literally at the drop of a dime. And I'm seeing, when I'm in a certain headspace with the Lord brings to my attention very specific things that are lining up in the people that he's allotted me to listen to or read their community posts or something. They all line up because this is what God's doing. And point being, this is a time frame that you're going to see a move of God. Okay? Now, what does that have to do with you? In this transitionary point, because some of y'all, I told you in the beginning, your marriage is your graduation. Because your marriage is your graduation into what it is that is your promised land that you're meant to walk into. Lord, you want me to share that part? The Lord showed me in a dream. I'm going to tell you just this part because I was looking at that dream yesterday, and I had that dream maybe about 2-3 months ago. In it, I saw a, what can I describe it as? It's a wedding bouquet. That's what it was. It was a wedding bouquet full of flowers. It was a specific color scheme that meant something to the Lord that he brought me back around to. But it was a level of flowers that they was white flowers, let you know it was wedding flowers. And they were laying on the table. And what the Lord is telling me, you're getting ready to go into a preparation or completion of a preparation. Let's say this. In which, with that completion of preparation, the things that are meant to come to you in the completion of the preparation, it's almost like you're going to be in a holding pattern. And with that holding pattern of the completion of your preparation, the last bits of the things, meaning people that need to remain in contact with you or people that are in contact with you that need to go bye-bye. They may have the ability to have access to you in this place, but not to the degree that they've been had. But that's only, let me repeat this again, that's only because of the fact that you're being prepared to walk into this next season. So let's say people had contact with you, meaning you were around family members, you were around people, you were around friends, you were around what have you. Where God's about to take you, you're not going to have access to them like that. If you can call them on the phone, that's about the minimal. But I'll tell you this from an experience I had when the Lord took me from where I am now to New York. When I first got there, I had no phone. For 6 weeks, I had no device. Okay? With that being said, I did not have access to the things and people I normally would have had access. Anytime even my mind went to think about, oh, let me call this person, the person that I would ask to use their phone would not give me the phone to have access because I was not supposed to contact them in that time frame because God was doing something. This is the same of what is going to happen when you get into this, what I like to call the holding pattern, the waiting room, as you're being prepared to walk into the thing. Or can I tell them that part? There was a dream that I had that it was the outer hallway of a church, meaning, you know, when the bridal procession is about to go into the church for the wedding, but everybody stands in line outside the door. That's what I saw. Meaning your bridesmaids, your ring bearer, your all that type of stuff, and then you as the bride comes in last. That is what I was seeing. This is what you're about to walk into. You're literally going to be in that holding place just before you walk in. Literally just before you walk in. And there's going to be things that are going to be needed to be done. Okay? And with this holding place, I need you to seek the Lord and have heavy discernment, because this is and may potentially be another set of testing, because every time you elevate, you're going to get tested through that season. And before you go into your next season, not to say that you're not going to have it's going to be peace in that element. You still may have a series of tests that you have to pass for that particular season. So don't think that the test is over. You probably still got more tests in that season because you haven't walked in yet. You haven't walked in completely. So there's going to be a level of testing that is necessary in that place. So with the weight of the testing that you're going to be under in that, you have to be prepared, because one, you're going to be seeing more closely the landscape of where you're going in. You're going to be able to understand your purpose, premise, what it is that you're supposed to do in that season when you go in. You're going to be preparing for what you're supposed to do once you get in there. You're going to have access to people that you didn't have access to before that are going to assist you in getting in there. But the people that you once had access to, they're going to have limited to no access to you. And the only time frame in which you may have access to them, and this is a decision to take before the Lord, which brings me into the word that I wrote down last night, is that you have had to go through such a aggressive level of forgiveness towards the people from your past that in this culmination point, upon your wedding, if the Lord is not allowing you to just go right ahead and elope, you're going to have to deal with bringing family members in relation to, when you're bringing your wedding, the people that are coming for the wedding, meaning the guests that you're going to invite. Choose wisely to who you're going to invite. This is where your forgiveness comes from. Sunray Speaks from the Healing Prophecy 2.0 did a word where she talked about forgiveness, because God has taken you through a level of testing and a level of healing. But some of y'all, your most major test is the fact that you're going to have a wedding. And in inviting these people that were in your family, the ones that may have even hurt you, some of them are going to come to you bearing gifts. Some of them, there are 3 categories, okay? Number 1, some of them, depending on how the Lord has you set up your wedding, will not come. This is how you're going to have to pray to the Lord. If they ain't supposed to be there, not supposed to have contact with you, let them send whatever it is that they got to send to you, what have you. Some of them are going to just send their apology. They're going to send an apology with a gift. 2, you're going to get gifts for whether it be your engagement, whether it be your the wedding, right, where people bring the gifts for the wedding. These people that were from your past, will their last parting gift to you. This is a parting gift. This isn't you gonna be in my life for the rest of my life type of situation. Remember what I said about they're gonna be in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. Some of their seasons, the time's up. Okay? And as their parting gift to you, they're going to give you an actual gift as they depart from you. Meaning, this last time you won't see them, this last time that you won't have anything from them. This is their peace offering. I'm going to go into that in a moment. And lastly, they are going to admit their wrongs. Upon seeing, you've seen people say that when these people see your wedding or the culmination of you coming up to this point, it's going to be a witness to them to give their life to God. In them coming to this witness, they are going to admit their wrongs. I remember years ago hearing Lisa Nichols do a comment where she said that there was a professor or somebody that she dealt with when she was a kid, and the person told her that she would never be a writer, never do anything with her life, something like that. She had an event years later, and she wrote a book. She's made the money that she made, and she sees this woman at the side of the stage crying one day. She's like, let me go check and see what's going on. Her spirit wouldn't let her not go check on this person. It's like, oh, how can I help you? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. The woman said, you don't remember me. I'm the person that told you you would never be a writer, would never. So in them seeing you in this moment, coming up into what it is that you're coming into, it's going to give them the change of heart necessary for them to walk into the transformational process of walking with the Lord. And in that, their penance for what they did is coming to you to admit their wrongs. Okay? And they may come bearing a gift as well. What am I speaking out of? Job. Remember, at the end of Job, he prayed for his friends. He retained double blessing, but the Lord sat on those people and had them come back and have to apologize to him. 2, Joseph's brothers put him in the pit that led to him becoming the I always forget what he was. I keep wanting to call him emperor. He was the state it's like my mind. It's forget what it is. But when he got positioned as his particular position, it's trying to come to me. It's messing me up. That when he got his position and his brothers came to him, that they brought him an offering, and it was his point of making the decision to receive their gift. And for some of you, and I have the note to this, that the gift they are going to bring you is actually a test for you and for them. If they do not gift you with what the Lord is telling them to gift you with, or bless you with the apology that the Lord is putting on their spirits to apologize you to, they may lose something for that. But if you don't forgive them for what they did, that is actually a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a I want to say a knock against you. Is a it's a test for you, but it's a that's a word I'm looking for to call it. But you might not get what you would have got if you did not forgive. Meaning you may have to do a different type of test once you get where you're going. But it's like it's a word I'm looking for and I can't think of it. It's not so much that you're not going to get your elevation because you're walking into your marriage, so you're going to get the elevation. It's just, it's a level of, I guess I can call it a degree of the level of release that is meant to come to you if you do not allow this person